Welcome to Medicare for All Explained. This podcast will enlighten our listeners and dispel the distortions that surround Medicare for All. Medicare for All Explained is produced in collaboration with Physicians for a National Health Program and is hosted and produced by Joe Sparks. I'm your host, Joe Sparks. This is episode 88, Why We Need Single-Payer Medicare for All in the United States. In this episode, I will briefly outline some of the important reasons why we need a single-payer Medicare for all healthcare system. One systemic problem in our healthcare system is that people can't afford healthcare. Consequently, more than 76,000 people die annually because they can't afford medical care, and people often go broke paying for medical care. Medicare for all would solve both these problems. It would allow people to get the care they need when they need it without having to worry about cost. If a domestic or a foreign group would cause 76,000 deaths, we would demand immediate action. But because the groups causing this horror are corporations, we allow it to continue. There is no excuse for that. A dictionary defines terrorism as, quote, the unlawful use of violence and intimidation, especially against civilians, in the pursuit of political aims, end quote. While what health insurance and other defenders of our current healthcare system do may not be illegal, it definitely should be. I would call what the health insurance and others are doing a form of capitalistic terrorism, and we need to stop this type of terrorism. This capitalistic terrorism also includes the pain and suffering caused by our current healthcare system. Another major problem is the financial suffering caused by our healthcare system. Hundreds of thousands of people are forced to file for bankruptcy because of the high cost of medical care. People buy smaller houses, take fewer and/or shorter vacations, and go out to eat less often due to high medical costs. The high cost of medical care steals money from other critical areas, such as education and infrastructure. Medicare for all would end the unnecessary deaths and financial suffering that our current healthcare system causes. Additionally, Medicare for all would solve several other problems. Right now, most insurance companies restrict the doctors and hospitals that are in their networks. Medicare for all would allow people to choose any doctor or hospital. This means that you would never have to change doctors or hospitals because you changed jobs, your employer changed your health insurance, or because your insurance company changed its network. Medicare for all would also end health insurance clerks with no medical training denying you care. Physicians would be making your healthcare decisions, and treatment would remain between you and your doctor. Medical deserts are a problem in rural areas and low-income urban areas. Medicare for all would provide the means to reverse these medical deserts and get doctors and hospitals back where they are needed. Medicare for all could have prevented the hundreds of hospitals that have closed in the last 2 decades and could prevent the hundreds of hospitals closures that could happen in the future. Medicare for all is needed for all these reasons and many more. Thank you for listening. You have been listening to Medicare for All Explained. Remember to tell your family, friends, and colleagues about this podcast. Information about Medicare for All Explained can be found at our website, medicareforallexplained.org. The music for this show is Super Bubbly by Jesse Spillane. The logo was created by Lily Sparks. Thank you for listening.